The Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 CE, stands as one of the most influential and celebrated periods in Chinese history. Often referred to as a golden age, it was a time of political stability, cultural brilliance, artistic achievement, and economic prosperity. Its legacy shaped not only China but also left a lasting influence across East Asia, Central Asia, and beyond. Founding of the Tang Dynasty. The Tang Dynasty was founded in 618 CE by Li Yuan, who later took the throne as Emperor Jiaozu. He had been a military governor under the preceding Sui dynasty, which had collapsed due to internal strife over ambitious projects and popular uprisings. Jiaozu's son, Emperor Taizong, r. 626 to 649, is often credited with consolidating the dynasty's rule and laying the foundations for its prosperity. Under Taizong's leadership, the empire expanded its territory, reformed its administration, and became one of the most powerful states in the world. Political structure and governance. The Tang Dynasty is renowned for its efficient government system, which combines central authority with regional autonomy. The dynasty strengthened the imperial bureaucracy by reviving and refining the civil service examination system. These exams, based on Confucian classics, allowed talented individuals from various social backgrounds to rise in government service, fostering a meritocratic element within the political structure. The empire was divided into provinces and districts, with appointed officials ensuring order and tax collection. Laws were codified in the Tang Code, one of the most comprehensive and influential legal systems in Chinese history. This code not only maintained internal stability but also influenced legal traditions in neighboring regions like Korea and Japan. Expansion and military power. The Tang Dynasty reached its greatest territorial extent during the 7th and 8th centuries. Tang armies pushed westward into Central Asia, securing control over the Silk Road, the crucial trade network that connected China with Persia, the Middle East, and Europe. The empire also extended influence over Korea, Vietnam, and Tibet, solidifying its role as a dominant power in Asia. However, expansion also brought challenges. One significant event was the Battle of Talas in 751 CE, where Tang forces clashed with the Abbasid Caliphate. The Tang army was defeated, marking the end of Chinese expansion into Central Asia. Nevertheless, the dynasty remained strong and continued to be a key cultural and economic power. Economy and trade. The Tang period was marked by remarkable economic growth. Advances in agriculture, particularly the widespread use of fast-ripening rice, boosted food production. The state invested in infrastructure, building canals and roads that facilitated transportation and communication. The empire became a hub of international trade. The Silk Road thrived under Tang protection, and Chinese goods such as silk, porcelain, and tea reached distant lands. In return, China imported horses, spices, precious metals, and new ideas from foreign cultures. The Tang capital, Chang'an, modern Xi'an, grew into one of the largest and most cosmopolitan cities in the world, hosting merchants, diplomats, and travelers from across Asia and beyond. Religion and philosophy. The Tang Dynasty was a time of religious diversity. Confucianism remained central to government and education, but Buddhism flourished like never before, attracting monks, scholars, and pilgrims from across Asia. The dynasty oversaw the construction of magnificent Buddhist temples and statues, including the famous giant Wild Goose Pagoda in Xi'an. Daoism also thrived and enjoyed imperial patronage. Meanwhile, foreign religions such as Nestorian Christianity, Zoroastrianism, and Islam found followers in China, reflecting the dynasty's openness to external influences through trade and diplomacy. Culture and the arts. The Tang Dynasty is celebrated for its cultural achievements. Poetry reached its peak during this era, with poets such as Li Bai and Du Fu producing works that remain central to Chinese literature. Their poetry reflected themes of nature, friendship, politics, and philosophy. Painting also flourished, with artists excelling in landscapes, portraiture, and Buddhist art. Music and dance enriched court life, often incorporating foreign styles brought by traders and envoys. The Tang capital became a vibrant cultural center, blending Chinese traditions with global influences. Printing technology also advanced significantly during this time. The development of woodblock printing allowed for the wider distribution of texts, including Buddhist scriptures and literary works. This innovation contributed to the spread of knowledge both within China and to neighboring countries. Decline and fall. Despite its brilliance, the Tang Dynasty eventually declined. Several factors contributed to its downfall, including internal corruption, economic strain, and military challenges. The Lushan Rebellion, 755 to 763 CE, was a turning point. The rebellion devastated the empire, causing immense loss of life and weakening central authority. Although the dynasty survived for another century, it never fully recovered its former strength. By the late 9th century, regional warlords gained increasing power, and peasant uprisings further destabilized the empire. In 907 CE, the last Tang emperor was forced to abdicate, ending nearly 3 centuries of Tang rule. Legacy of the Tang Dynasty. The Tang Dynasty's influence endured long after its fall. It set high standards for governance, law, literature, and art. Neighboring states such as Japan, Korea, and Vietnam borrowed heavily from Tang political systems, culture, and philosophy. The dynasty's openness to foreign cultures fostered an era of global exchange, making it one of the most cosmopolitan periods in Chinese history. Conclusion. The Tang Dynasty was more than just a period of Chinese rule. It was a golden age of culture, governance, and international influence. With its flourishing economy, thriving arts, and openness to the outside world, the Tang Dynasty left an indelible mark on history. Though it eventually declined, its legacy lives on as one of the brightest chapters in the long story of China.